Reaction to Roy Hodgson winning Manager of the Year by the London Football Awards, beating out Mauricio Pochettino, Slavisa Jokanovic and Neil Harrods to win the award yesterday. Whilst the strange timing has taken many by surprise, given the fact that Palace are still embroiled in a relegation battle, another London side such as Spurs still competing in domestic and Euro competitions, it's good recognition of the hard work Hodgson's put in since joining the club in September. Since taking over, Palace have accumulated 27 points, which would have them 14th if the league had started the day Roy took over, putting us level on points with West Ham and Brighton. And given the fact we've been facing an injury crisis never been seen before, squad lacking depth in key areas, and off the pitch issues, Hodgson could be forgiven for not putting his heart and soul into the job, especially given the fact that he's achieved so much already in football. Going back to September when he was appointed, it was greeted mainly with scepticism. His abrupt end to his England career lingering clearly in many fans' minds. The kind of way we went out to Iceland caused a lot of doubt for Palace fans. And that doubt continued to linger, obviously, as Palace still continued that horrendous run to the start of the season, losing their first 3 games under Roy, conceding 10 and only scoring a grand total of 0 goals. But it was that day back in October, return of Wilf, Palace pulled off an unlikely home victory against Chelsea, gifting Palace and Roy their first goals, points and win of the season. And we continued accumulating points to give ourselves a fighting chance to stave off relegation, something that was unthinkable, walking away from Old Trafford back in September after being drubbed 4-0 with no striker up front. That kind of, accumulating points continue through to Christmas and even to today. Given the fact we've had a couple of poor results, we still sit outside the relegation zone, and we've still got plenty of points to play for. But Roy's been mocked on social media, and his kind of reactions to stuff is often a butt of many jokes. His reactions, I feel, reflect what every fan feels, and it makes him a bigger part of the club, which has kind of brought him a lot more support and buy-in from fans and supporters. Watching him celebrating last-minute goals, just like you and I celebrated, is probably not advice for a man of his age, but he does it. Look at the beating West Ham, beating Stoke, both those last-minute goals. You see him celebrate probably as limbs all over the shop, like you and I. And also he's felt the heartbreak of late defeat. You watch him slip back into his chair after conceding late against Spurs. His emotions, he doesn't hide them whilst managing, but he then continues to be level-headed afterwards, clearly focused on the next match. And comparing that to egotistical managers we've had before him, who are very quick to deflect any negativity but embrace all the praise they can get, Roy speaks very frankly in front of the media. No illusions about the complexity and difficulty of the task ahead. Isn't self-blinded by any, self-ego, but he just trusts his own footballing knowledge, that of the coaches that he's brought in, and the skill set of the 11 he puts out to achieve, hopefully, 3 points. So as I mentioned, timing odd of this award, the certainty of Palace's top flight is still in doubt, and the question is whether we can even have a fit starting 11 for the next match. One thing has been clear throughout: Roy Hodgson has done a fantastic job in getting Palace out of a very sticky situation and putting them in a slightly less sticky situation. And I think it's the humility in him doing it as well. He's not some. To me, doesn't not motivated by a massive windfall, which perhaps what Allardyce and Pulis were, if Palace avoided relegation, quick to kind of jump ship soon after, given that, or by his own personal public image and how he conducts himself in the media, like perhaps what Pardew was. Instead, he strikes me as someone that just wants to help his boyhood team, stay in the top flight. His desire to still be in football at his age and to take on one of the most arguably hardest tasks available at the time is commendable. And to be fair, regardless of the outcome at the end of the season, Hodgson's hard work will be thanked by all at the club. Let's just hope that this award is a positive sign of things to come, and we'll all be celebrating something with him much bigger in a few months' time.